Selling Off Our Lives. Though written over 50 years ago, the Pulitzer Prize winning play, Death of a Salesman by Arthur Miller, continues to be performed, often by some of the best stage actors of their day, and remains relevant. The main character, Willie Loman, is a traveling salesman beset with mortgage payments, household repairs, and worn out home appliances. Unable to withstand the toll of passing years, he is forced to watch his salary dwindle as his sales record plummets. One day he muses to his wife, "Figure it out. Work a lifetime to pay off a house. You finally own it and there's nobody to live in it." Eventually he is fired and unable to cope with crushing burdens. Takes his own life. The insurance will cover Willie's death, but Willie himself is no longer around. Play does not make clear what commodity it was that he sold. That is because he sold his very life. Each person's life is the time allotted to him or her. For lucky infants in Japan, where longevity is at record levels, this can mean a gift of 80 years or more. What should such a treasure be spent on? A college student who takes part-time job to pay for a trip abroad wears away his or her life by just that much. Bit by bit, we sell up our lives to obtain the things we want. Willie Loman works himself to a state of exhaustion, but is fired anyway. Forsaken by his employer and his two sons, he dies a lonely death. Not even his wife can save him. Having come naked into the world, he goes out of it naked as well, never having known the joy of living. Without working, we cannot eat. Without eating, we die. But even if we eat, we die anyway. Without a clear sense of what to do in life, work is meaningless. In fact, more and more people in the process of climbing the corporate ladder have no idea why they are working and think longingly of leaving their jobs. Any worker with a clear cut vision for the purpose of life would be filled with enthusiasm for work, would, as Nietzsche said, desire even suffering and seek it out. The best stimulant to increase the will to do work is a purpose in life.
Mm. Beautiful. Thank you so much for reading it. Anything stood out to you?
You said it right at the end, beautiful. It really, it's God. That play has been around forever, and it's such a bold statement, but nobody pays attention to it. You know, I when I read this the first time yesterday, I was thinking, Kevin, you're very lucky because you discovered a purpose long before this, and went about stumbling along the road to the light, as it were, until I came home. It took a lot of trial and errors or going to the wrong address, as, as I like to call it. And
Mhm,
when I'm engaged, like I am now,
mhm,
I'm content. I'm happy.
mhm,
It's way deep inside,
mhm,
because it to me it's not in vain.
mhm,
The, just the significance of having a purpose, being set free,
mhm,
being set free through Buddha Amida
mhm,
is incredible. And
mhm.
I'm just barely touching the surface, you know.
Yeah,
So
yeah. So
that's
that,
what I think about.
oh, that's wonderful. Thank you for sharing. Yeah, it's such a rare blessing to be able to find our inner calling or purpose instead of just living, fulfilling the expectation of others on us.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah, because we are probably expected to own a home or, expand the space, make it more and more beautiful. All the messages we get from the commercials and advertisements. And then we don't realize that having a home, it's a space that shelters us from rain and wind and cold. it's not something to brag about to other people or to add to our sense of worth. If you find your worth from inside out, you don't have to keep adding to it to prove that you're worthy. So to kind of distinguish the voice from the outside, from being genuine to that inner calling, and use the space we have to find the happiness that satisfies the soul, instead of just always chasing after money to pay the bills and then have no satisfaction in life. So yeah, that's why decluttering becomes one of our daily Dharma practices, because the more we declutter and create space, the more clarity we have about what really matters to us the most, our inner peace and fulfillment of the heart. And also, we are concerned about the same things in other people, so we do our best to help them see how they can have inner peace and fulfillment of the heart. Then, of course, if we have a bigger space, there's nothing wrong with that. We can help more people even to access, fulfill the same purpose by being true to their inner calling and finding the inner joy. Yeah, instead of living a life of just resentment or bitterness and always thinking that I had to do this, I had to do that. Well, we also can choose to do something and we can find our power. So it's truly empowering. So thank you so much for reading and the discussion. And today's Tuesday, so we're going to have Hattori Sensei's class at 6 p.m. And yeah, have a wonderful Tuesday, everyone. And if you have questions from webinars, you can always reach out to me. Take care. Bye.
Hey, have a good day, everybody.
Thank you. You too.